Hi, welcome to the Body Shop Physical Therapy. I'm Dr. Catherine Price. I'm a physical therapist, and the goal of this channel is to provide information on physical therapy intervention strategies and nutrition tips to improve the quality of your life. One of the things that I like to address is to help folks get out of chronic pain. Today I'm going to go over trigger point release of the gluteus minimus muscle. This is a key player in something called pseudo sciatica. So there is true sciatica and pseudo sciatica, meaning fake sciatica. So you do want to consult your healthcare provider or physical therapist to find out the source of your pain. So sciatica can be coming from compression on your L5 nerve root in the back. That can be quite problematic, and you do want to differentially diagnose to make sure that your pain is not coming from your back. It can also come from the compression from one of your muscles in your buttocks on the sciatic nerve that can also promote symptoms of sciatica. So this is pseudo sciatica coming from the gluteus minimus muscle. I'm going to go over origin insertion, how to address the trigger points, and what you can do to also stretch this muscle and strengthen it as well. So first, your gluteus medius muscle. So you've got your medius and your minimus. We're going to go over the minimus. Your medius is going to be superficial to the minimus. Minimus is going to be deeper to that. So to find that, you go to the top of your hip bone. Just under there is going to be your medius. You want to find the front of that hip bone. So this is the ilium, is this side hip bone area. I've got my front of my hip bone, and just next to that, if I go back, I'm going to start to run into my minimus. Now my minimus is going to go just above the trochanter. So there's a bony part on the outer side of your thigh on your femur. That's on the upper portion is where the minimus is attached to. So if I go to the top of the crest, drop down, that's my gluteus medius. Deep to that, a little bit lower, is going to be the minimus. So from the front of the hip bone, I'm going to kind of go in a fan shape just over that trochanter, which is that bony prominence that sticks out. So it's kind of like a fan-shaped muscle that's just going across the top of that bony prominence, that greater trochanter. So if this is the muscle, it's going to come up to here, to here, to here. So I'm just going to go over those portions. And so it attaches from the ilium, that side hip bone, deep to the gluteus medius and into the outer portion of the bony prominence that sticks out, and that's your greater trochanter. So it's going to be a smaller muscle deep to that medius, and it is going to lift the leg out, abduct the leg, and it's going to internally rotate the hip. So it abducts and internally rotates. It's involved in walking. Every time you take a step, if you run, you jump, that muscle is going to be engaged. And it can become problematic if there's a leg length discrepancy. So if your gait is also abnormal, so you've got an injury and you've been favoring one side, sometimes that muscle can overcontract if you do a lot of repetitive movements such as running, jumping, and then if it becomes a problem, it can hurt if you go from sit to standing. If you're just standing for long periods and you start to get pain down the side of the leg or just on the back side of the leg. So trigger points that come from the front side of that minimus, they can travel down this outside of the leg, down to the outside of the lower portion as well. So that's where it has symptoms that are similar to sciatica. If you've got trigger points on that posterior backside portion of your minimus muscle, you can start to feel pain going down the outer portion of the backside of the leg and then down on the outer portion of the backside of the calf. Hence, it is going to be very similar to sciatica symptoms. So you do want to distinguish between, is this a true sciatica problem or is this pseudo sciatica? If you have gotten help for your back, you've checked your piriformis to make sure that's not a culprit, and you're still having this nagging pain that goes down the outside of your leg, it just may be coming from the gluteus minimus muscle. So gluteus minimus, it is key in the pseudo sciatica, the fake sciatica. What I'll do to release those trigger points, I'm going to use my single lacrosse ball. I'm going to lie directly onto my side once I locate that muscle. So to do that, I'll lie on my back. I'm going to go to the front of the hip bone. I'm going to start in the front side. There's my trochanter where my finger is located, and I'll find the front of the hip bone. I'm going to come just above where my finger is, starting right there. I'm going to turn to my side, apply body weight down onto that, and it can be intense if there are trigger points there. I'll leave my back knee, the foot flat on the floor, knees facing up towards the ceiling. And if I reproduce the pain that goes down the side of the leg or on the back side of the leg where you're getting your symptoms, that can be a indication that that is a trigger point from the gluteus minimus that is giving you those symptoms down the side of the leg. So apply pressure there, and then I'm going to move along that fan-shaped muscle just towards the back side. So I want to go through that whole muscle belly. And then I will hold where there is any tension or tenderness. Takes about 20 to 30 seconds, or just until the tenderness starts to subside. Then if I want to add an active component to that, I'll apply pressure there, and then I'm going to use my other hand to stabilize my body and lift my knee up and then bring it right back down. So I'm just going to go through different portions of the muscle, apply pressure on those areas of tenderness, and then lift my leg through that movement and then bring it right back down. And that's going to further help me release the trigger point and the myofascial component to my gluteus minimus muscle. After I've released the muscle, I can go right into stretching that by coming up onto my arm and then lengthening the side there to get a stretch on the side of the hip there. I can also stand and lean to the side to get that muscle to stretch. So that is my release, and that is my stretch. Releasing the trigger points, stretching the muscle, and then to strengthen my gluteus minimus, I'm going to use a resistance band, go onto all fours, and it is going to strengthen glute medius as well, but we're going to focus on the minimus. And then what I'll do is shift my weight to one of my knees. I'm going to shift over to the right, and then I'm going to lift my leg out to the side so that my thigh is parallel to the floor, and then bring it right back down. So I'm just going to lift up and then come right back down, and I'm going to feel that targeted right there. To strengthen that, you want to just go above what you're used to. So if I want to work more on my endurance component or start with strengthening, I like to start with 20 repetitions. You can do less and build up to doing more, but I just want to look for the endurance portion of just engaging that muscle with the 20 repetitions. When you go to walk, that's going to help to also rehab that muscle. So releasing the trigger points, stretching, and then going for a walk can help retrain that muscle. And you want whatever activity that you're participating in to be pain-free. So you want to continue to release those trigger points until you're able to activate the muscle without the pain and alleviate the symptoms of the radiating pain into the side of the leg. So that is going to be trigger point release of my gluteus minimus muscle. And again, it's usually responsible for something called pseudo sciatica. I hope this is of help, and have a blessed day.